Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we are also going to talk about the fact that that price rise did go through. The one that we talked about, the one that seemed a little bit weird, and I thought perhaps listings were incomplete, that the entries for the price differences might be not all the way there, because some stuff didn't make any sense. Like, how could one Rhino have a price increase and the other one not have a price increase? Why would Demonettes go up to 20 quid, but Cadians go up to 22 quid, even though they both start off at 18 quid? And it's fair to say that actually, yeah, for the most part, it was accurate. And there's just some weird stuff going on with it, okay? So I'm just going to highlight a couple of examples, because this is one of those occasions whereby my guess was that they were essentially taking old kits and bringing them in line with new kits for price, which is not something I'm particularly happy about. I mean, a Defiler is now 45 quid. That is an old kit. That's a very old kit. Then again, so is the Rhino. But there are a few elements of it that I just wasn't sure about, because I was like, well, they're so old. They're not new. They've not been changed. They're just getting a price increase, which, I mean, Games Workshop does price increases. We're used to that at this point. Normally it's like a slow incremental shift upwards. As they release new kits, things get gradually more expensive. This is just a sweeping change across a bunch of their catalogue. But there are some just properly bizarre differences. So let's just have a quick look at two specific examples that I realised that don't make any sense, because it's throwing all my theories completely out the window as to what method they were using to decide what stuff got increased and what didn't. So let's have a look. So I'm going to search for Rhino, and you will note the Space Marine Rhino has stayed solid at £22.50. The Sororitas Rhino, also £22.50. The Null Maiden Rhino, also £22.50. The Chaos Rhino has gone up in price from £23.50 to £25. So there's been a price increase on the Chaos one, but not on any of the others. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Kerry, what about the Chaos vehicle accessory sprue you get with said Rhino? Maybe that is accounting for the extra. Maybe the actual vehicle itself has stayed the same price, but they've increased the price of the sprue that comes with it. And to that, I say, okay, maybe that is what it is. Let's have a look at another vehicle that Chaos and the Imperium have in common and see if that holds true. The Land Raider. So, the standard Space Marines Land Raider has gone up in price from £45 to £50. The Chaos Land Raider has stayed exactly the same price at 46 quid. What? What? Why has that gone up and that hasn't gone up? They're the same thing. They are literally the same thing. You just get spikes with that one. Why is that more expensive and why has that stayed the same? In addition to that, why is the Land Raider and Venerable Land Raider, which, let's be honest, is just the normal Land Raider, why have those gone up to 50 quid and yet the Crusader and Redeemer have stayed at 45? The Crusader and Redeemer have more options than the standard Land Raider. It's one kit for both. Both of those, they build the same thing, right? You can pick the Storm Bolters, the Hurricane Bolters, or you can pick the massive Flamer. You take your pick. It's got more options. It's also got the frag launchers on the front. But it stayed the same price. Why? This is where it baffles me, right? This is where this makes no sense to me. I was all on board, like, I say all on board, I wasn't all on board, I wasn't happy about it, but I was at least like, okay, well, they're just bringing everything in line, they're just, increasing the price on stuff to make it equivalent to current kit prices, and that's what it is. But how does this even happen? How does that go up so that it's 25 quid, whilst those stay exactly the same at 22.50? And then how does it end up that the Space Marine one goes up, but the Chaos one doesn't, but only one of the Space Marine ones go up? Why do the other two that have got more options to begin with, why do they stay the same? How does that work? Is it just arbitrary? Is it just like picking a thing and going, yeah, sure, we'll up that, but we won't bother upping that. Why not? I mean, let's have a look at the Cadian stuff. So, the Cadians are now to 20 quid, although it did say 22 quid, and that's actually wrong. the way that's gone. Okay, so that is the same. That has stayed the same. Okay, so that price... In which case, that just reinforces how dumb the other thing is, thinking about it. The Demonettes of Slaanesh and the Cadians started out the same price, 18 quid. They've gone up to 20 quid. So that's consistent. They have raised those up to be equivalent. But Rhinos and Land Raiders, they haven't. Like, I don't get it. That's what this boils down to. That's the entire point of this video. I'm not going to lie. It's nothing more than that. I hope you weren't looking for answers. I hope you weren't thinking, okay, well, he's going to go through and explain why they've done random price increases on some things but not other things, and when the things are roughly equivalent, they should be the same but they're not. No, I've got nothing for you. I have no clue at all why you would raise the price on the Chaos version of one vehicle, which both use exactly the same base, the same kit, just with some extra shit thrown on. Why you would do that for Chaos in one instance, but then raise the price of the kit that doesn't have the Chaos stuff in another instance and leave the Chaos one the same, while simultaneously not extending that price increase to another version of the same Imperial kit that comes with more options. I've got nothing for this. Like, I would love to know. I would love to know. I'm trying to work something out in my head that makes sense, and I can't. I've got nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nil point. I've got nothing for this. I've got no clue how this price increase has worked in the slightest. Because the thing is, it starts out like some of it makes sense. Bringing all of the Greater Demons up to the same price point, that to me makes sense. You might not like it, but having a Greater Demon of Slaanesh be like 85 quid, but a Bloodthirster only 70 quid, it's a little bit weird. I'll be honest, it's a little bit weird. I can live with it, I'm not going to complain about it, but it is weird. I can see bringing equivalent stuff in line with other things that have been released since, so that everything is the same cost across the... But that's not what this is. That's not what this price increase is at all. There's just random arbitrary changes to some things, but not other things, even though the other things were identical to the first thing that was changed. My mind is blown. I've got nothing. I don't know if you've got any ideas, genuinely, any ideas as to how this is done, how these increases have worked out. Do you think it's based on popularity? Is it a popularity thing? Maybe the Chaos Land Raider is still popular, so they don't raise the price of that because it's still paying for its own production sufficiently to a certain percentage of God knows what. Maybe is it that the Space Marine Land Raider just isn't popular? It just doesn't sell, so it's hardly worth making, so you up the price to make it worth making. But the Crusader and Redeemer, they're more popular because they're better. They do more. Any ideas? Do put them in the comments down below, for the love of God. Put me out of my misery. Tell me what the hell is how does it work? I would love to know. I genuinely would. So if you have any sort of great insight into this, please, by all means, do share with the rest of the class, because, goddamn, what does it mean? What does it mean? How does it work? Why is it so weirdly random and arbitrary? Anyway, thank you very much for watching that completely pointless video. Just sharing the frustration, just putting it out there in the hope that someone else feels the same. Let me know what you think of those weird changes in the comments down below, and if you have any light to shed on the situation, go for it. I would genuinely love to read why that is the case, because it seems just weird as all hell. Thank you very much for watching. Click all the things if you want. Don't click them if you don't want to. There's the affiliate link. You know all about that by now. I'll see you for the next one. Toodaloo.